sun can't be drowned by the sound of guns. Won't just watch your tragic times through a satellite dish. The least that we can give you is an anthem like.
Yeah. Is it done? Yeah, ready. Okay. So what I'm going to do is today there's rumours going around by an individual that's right in front of me that I can't come to the park. I'm restricted and all of this. Now I wasn't.
By your mum?
By the police allegedly. Now I wasn't here because of the fact that I had a religious commitment. Now the thing is there is certain things going on that even I was shocked about to learn, because we're going to talk about a subject now. It is an ongoing case, so I think we've got to be careful about exactly what we said. I don't know if we're allowed to speak about it, but the reason they said that I was barking apart was because I spoke to this guy.
Really?
Yeah, that was the reason that. I'll say the name, Irish Pat. He said I was barking apart or restricted. He's gone now, he's legged it. He said I was restricted because I was disrupting the case. And I got a phone call from somebody to stop doing it. Or from the police, and I was restricted.
Did you miss that call?
Yeah, I missed it. I don't know where it is. Probably still trying to get in contact with me. So we are going to kind of touch upon some of the disturbing kind of disclosures that we've kind of found out over the last couple of weeks from that case. But there's something that I think is important, is the denial, which even I've been kind of shocked about, because he's been caught so many times. Twice with Andrew Chowdhury on camera, once with Vice News. Both times he said he was going votes, and he suddenly walked into there and he saw Andrew Chowdhury. The second thing he said that if you don't believe in ISIS, you're a Jew. Now the last thing is that he's now at court, and we didn't realise at the time. So don't say we was trying to disrupt the case. We didn't know that he was actually at court. So if you want to give a bit more detail about the actual court when he started.
Hasn't everyone already heard?
Well, no, we need to do it again. Don't worry. They need to listen.
So I think it was 28th of September 2018, and I spotted him outside the Old Bailey. And as soon as he spotted me spotting him, he looked petrified. And he was trying to find his way into the court. He didn't know which entrance to go in. And he was like flapping around and talking to the guys on the door. And at the time, that same dark day, there was a court case going on for one of the Westminster attackers. The most recent Westminster attack, I forget his name, who tried to drive his car into cyclists outside Westminster. He was in court that time. So when I saw Abu Qasim, obviously recognising him from here, I assumed he was there in support of that other guy.
I remember you telling me.
But only nearly a year later, when I discovered that Abu Qasim was himself in court on trial for a case, that I looked at the history of that case and then looked at, and I think it was the very first court hearing for his own conviction was on the 28th, if I remember correctly, September. So he was there for I think it's the first pre-hearing.
It's an ongoing court case. You are aware of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So nothing I'm saying has not been published by the Daily Mail. So I'll see. I see the Daily. Well, that would hardly be contempt of court. So anyway, I will see the Daily Mail in court for contempt of court before I am. But of course, Tommy Robinson could have made that point, because Tommy Robinson didn't say anything that the BBC hadn't already have said. So that was a bit of a peculiar, bizarre occurrence, why Tommy Robinson would be in court for contempt of court, but not the BBC. But anyway, that's another story. Let's not go there.
I'll tell you what shocked me the most. There's so much evidence against this guy that you produced. Obviously, you started.
So the Daily Mail ran that story about Abu Qasim. There's two of them on trial for the same thing. And Abu Qasim.
What's his real name?
Mohammed Abdul, something like that. He's got 3 different names apparently that he operates on, and he's often in live streams and chats under another name. Pat, what's his other name?
No idea.
Oh, come on.
Answer Tawhid is one of them.
Answer Tawhid.
That's Solomon.
Oh, that's Solomon, yeah. So, of course, we confronted him after the Daily Mail. I published his photo,
You confronted him because there's a narrative that I disclosed the case, which is why I was allegedly restricted.
I'll take responsibility.
Now what I'm trying to say is that this individual said to me that I'd got a phone call to stop coming to the park because I was interfering.
Don't go, Pat. Join us.
Yeah, and that's what he was alleging all over the net. Yeah.
So remember when this man had previously been confronted about being part of Anton Chowdhury's crowd. First of all, he denied knowing who Anton Chowdhury was, so a very honest, trustworthy individual there. Then he claimed he was, you said, he was on his way to Boots, even though he was standing there on a Vice video documentary giving out leaflets, standing next to Andrew Chowdhury. So a completely deceitful, untruthful, unreliable
I think one of the
person.
most dangerous rhetorics was that he was with Abdul Hakim, and Abdul Hakim advised him, he said he wants Islamophobia to grow because he wants to start some kind of tension. And that's like the white that's like the white supremacist rhetoric. There is
So anyway, so after the Daily Mail article demonstrating that he's currently being charged and in court at the Old Bailey on spreading terrorism, he denied that. He denied that it was him. He said it was I think was it either mistaken identity or it was all fake news. Even though he'd been personally seen going into the Old Bailey on the date of his very own first court hearing. The hearing has been going on for over a year at the Old Bailey.
And they must have known about it.
Over a year. I mean, what a...
The Dawa teams must have known about it. So when...
And during all of this time, actively coming to Speaker's Corner, actively filming all of the Dawa teams, working with them, putting their videos up, being directed by Adnan Rashid.
On Saeed El's channel.
It's quite an allegation.
On Saeed El's channel.
I saw it.
On Saeed El's channel. It's up there right now.
You can watch the video and you can actually hear Adnan Rashid in the background shouting orders to
Stop sharing.
it's true.
Stop sharing rubbish.
Stop sharing the
turn the
truth.
camera on. Who is the
fact that
We're talking.
Pat quickly moves in case the camera's
Yeah. But
Pat,
we
the
can
man
talk-
that
we can
repeatedly
talk
appears
about
on
what we want.
RT but doesn't
We
want to
can
show
talk
his
about
face
what
on
we
Speaker's
want.
Corner.
We can talk about what we want. So let me say one thing that's very disturbing to me. After all this evidence,
We're not saying anything that isn't in the public domain.
he's now concerned about UK law. This guy hates the UK. He's concerned about the UK law.
If they want to get you,
You're concerned about UK law now.
Respect the law. Don't
Yeah.
try and say, well,
You hate UK, but you're concerned about the UK law. No. It's either you hate it, you want to disrupt it. You should be happy.
Let me answer. We're meddling because, as you and I said privately earlier, we are astounded to understand why Abu Qasim is the only follower of Andrew Chowdhury that has not been banned from Speaker's Corner. All of the others have. Well, let me finish. He's the only that, as far as we know, active member of Andrew Chowdhury's group that is still allowed, and Suleiman actually, two of them, that are still allowed to come here. And he's going through a live trial at the Old Bailey for disseminating terrorism, terrorist supporting materials. And again, he's allowed to come to Speaker's Corner. Sorry, can I hear you, Pat?
Ignore him.
Pat, come closer, I can't hear you.
I'm in the camera.
So what are you insinuating?
Don't worry.
What are you insinuating?
Okay.
What are you insinuating? Are you insinuating he's working for?
Can we just go back a second, just ignore them. So one of the things that I'm very concerned about is that when all of this evidence come out and this Abu Qasim once again come onto camera saying, oh, I was just walking to votes and the paparazzi me, yeah? I'm not going to take them to court because it's online.
Can I just say, isn't it bizarre when there's hard evidence, there's video evidence, numerous video evidence, conspiracy individuals stand here saying conspiracy, fake news.
Let me just finish. So
You cannot make it up.
So let me just finish here. He says that, yeah, and then he says he can't. Now let me say something to Abu Qasim. The Daily Mail, if they've slandered you, are putting your life in danger. You could get millions of pounds for that photo. Yeah. So sue them if it's not you. Sue them if it's not you, because you know it's you, because you are a little liar. You do to Kia more than the Shias, and that's saying something. So you're the new Kia master. So let's go. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted by this.
Doesn't matter how hard, how black and white the evidence is. You will get numpties at Speaker's Corner saying it's fake news, it's conspiracy, it's edited video.
Don't get edited. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. I need to say something. There's a couple of
Stay focused.
Yeah, there's a couple of individuals here that I was on a panel with. One of the guys here is called Reactionary. And Reactionary goes to the park, but I don't know who he is.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Probably sitting in Los Angeles.
The thing is, this guy's a very educated well-educated
I'll say one thing.
man, who's a very
You're
intelligent
fake
man in my
news.
opinion.
You're
But
fake
he
news.
said to me,
Like Trump
he
said,
said to
fake
me it
news.
wasn't him.
You're fake news.
I'm saying to you, he said to me,
fake
he
news.
said to me that it wasn't him here, even though the concrete
He's a
evidence.
lying little
So
twerp.
when I was talking about one of the most dangerous things in Islam here being covering your brother's sins, this is an example. The other one is al-bara, hate for the love for the sake of Allah and hate for the sake of Allah.
you
And
know
Muhammad
Arabic?
Tawheed is pushing
What
that
are you
rhetoric.
talking about?
Now, I will say something. Now, you may not want to talk about this,
Can you
but there's
repeat
a
that?
link.
Try me.
There's a link towards Adnan Rashid now. Yeah. Now the link is this, and I'm going to say this. In 2003,
Hearsay.
allegedly,
Hearsay.
Adnan Rashid was filmed supporting Sheikh Faisal, who was then put into prison for 8 years for promoting terrorism and supporting him before the case. Now,
Can I remind you of Adnan Rashid's response to that? It wasn't me, it wasn't me, it wasn't me. If it was me, I didn't mean it.
we got. Now, can I say that?
How can you take any
Can I
man
just say
seriously
something?
that says
Somebody
that?
we know here actually paid £3,000 to get the voice recognition done, so it could actually be accepted in court. Now the thing is that the thing I had a problem about is that Adnan Rashid then is connected again because the cameraman that's been filming him from day one was also supporting Sheikh Faisal as of now and promoting his terrorism and teaching.
I would say that does seem a bizarre coincidence. It's a bizarre coincidence. The networks that we seem to get here at Speaker's Corner, the connections in that network that we seem to get at Speaker's Corner, I would say seem to be bizarrely coincidental.
Now let's look. We've got to condemn some people like Paul Williams, Shamsi, certain individuals.
Yourself
that
as
have
well.
been condemned.
Yourself.
I mean condemned. Sorry,
India.
condoned.
Yourself as well. Condemn
Yeah,
yourself.
I congratulate.
Condemn yourself.
So
sir.
basically,
Young man.
they
yourself.
confronted him
Yeah, I remember
and they
the
exposed
prescribed
him. The
route
thing
in
about
India.
Adnan Rashid,
He used to India,
he
get
asked
arrested.
him 3 times. And when he said no, and done his
My
taqiya, he
friend.
believed him because it's convenient for him.
You'll get arrested
I
in
believe,
India.
allegedly, that the reason he covered it up because he knew there was a link to Sheikh Faisal. And he knew if people found out
that's
the
fake
Sheikh
news.
Faisal connection
That's your-
and the fact that
That's
it's
it is-
It is odd when you're repeatedly, week after week after week after week, being filmed by someone, wearing their microphone, going for dinner at the end of Sunday, to then say, I had no idea you were appearing at the Old Bailey for the last year. That seems, I know if I was miking up, wearing someone's microphone, if I was repeatedly going for dinner with them, that it wouldn't come up in any way, shape or form, oh, you're at the Old Bailey. I mean, it's unlikely, isn't it?
Just to give you an
It's quite
example,
unlikely.
when I look back at my first ever video here, guess who was miking up Adnan Rashid?
You're all criminals.
Abu Qasim.
You're all criminals.
So this is the thing here. We have a situation now that
They're talking about
the police
something.
are over there.
Nah,
Don't report.
nah.
Come in,
Nah,
come on,
you're
come on,
talking
say your
about
piece.
people who cannot
Come
defend
on,
themselves.
Oh, so you don't want to report
Yeah.
us criminals to the
Look,
police?
I believe
You're
you.
full of shit.
If the
aren't you?
people you're talking about are here to defend themselves, they're not here. They're not here.
Oh, whatever, whatever.
So I suppose you've never mentioned
Whatever.
Excuse me, you're
Go
supporting.
away.
You may support
Go
I don't
away.
know. We don't know. You
But
might
it's
be
not it.
supporting.
All right, so don't get distracted. I just want to say, yeah, that well done to the Stevenator. Well done to the Roginator. We will
Sorry,
do.
that wasn't enough.
Let's do a fist bump. Mission accomplished in a way because we set out a couple of weeks ago.
What's
We
happened to
set
this
up a-
level of
Fake news.
Yeah, so let me explain what happened. First of all, 2 months ago, Steve started the ball
why
rolling.
are you standing
And what
there?
happened was that he exposed this guy to be part of Andrew Chadwick's crew. We then started our war on terror. And what happened? This individual, Abu Qasim, is at the Old Bailey. Uncle Omar is banned, yeah? And also on top of that, Baghdadi's dead. I'm not saying what's to do with us, but I think Trump watched our video. Allegedly.
I think
Allegedly. And now the threat level of the UK is down from critical to severe. I'm not saying it's because of us, but I think it might be. Might be just a little bit. They watched our videos. Now, the last component, I believe, and I'm going to say it straight, Adnan Rashid, I want to debate you. Get my Sikh brothers down because we're going to talk about Sikhism as well, and also your links to Sheikh Faisal allegedly, and your links to your cameraman and why you covered it up. So let's make it happen.
Another frequent response from Adnan Rashid and others, but he said it frequently. You're paid. You're paid for this.
You're
mate.
paid.
Steve, you're paid for this. Now, isn't that the bizarre that the actual one person who's being paid to fly around the globe giving speeches, he was in Australia a little while ago, is Adnan Rashid. Yet he has the audacity to point at Raj or point at me that we're being paid to hate him. He's the only numpty being paid to fly around the world to spout his nonsense. Not us. Talk about the absolutely most gross hypocrisy that you can imagine. And why would you ever point your finger at someone who's saying something that you think is fake news or you think is rubbish or whatever and say, you're being paid to say that?
And Abu Qasim is over
Deal
here.
with us with evidence and arguments, not you're being paid.
But Steve, he's over there, Abu Qasim, talking for Ali Dawa stuff. He's still filming.
And yeah, I mean, why is that? I thought Ali Dawa is at the slightly better end of the people
So
that
if
we're
you go over
talking
there, he's
about.
filming
Yet
for Abu
still, he's doing it.
So how can we take
Who in their right mind would want to stand in front of a cameraman who's currently being heard at the Old Bailey for spreading terrorism? Who in their right mind would stand in front of their camera?
After this, I'll show you. I'll go over there and
Do
show
you agree, Pat? Huh? You're smiling at that point. Do you agree with that point? It's true.
Oh!
Can we see?
Let's have a look. No, but let's do a jihad.
Yeah, but you checking out the channel and see whether you're going to join us. Pat only joins channels that have what, 100,000 watchers? Are we not having a good? We'll make it a good conversation. Sorry. Right. But it is if Ali Dawa is currently performing in front of
you do is wait for the outcome of the trial, and then you can give your speeches.
Long live Gaza.
All you see is war every time you turn your head at night. There's bloodshed on the floor.